What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Vinny's Take number 4. As you can see behind me, I'm watching the Mountain West Conference Championship game between Boise State and Fresno State. And it got me thinking about what's currently going on with the NCAA and their Group of Five and Major, I don't remember what they call the FBS, which isn't even accurate anymore because they have a playoff, and their playoff system. For years, I have been pleading for a playoff system, and we finally got one. We finally got it. Four-team playoff. 4 teams. Out of 120 something, with 10 conferences, 4 teams make the playoffs. Let's think about that for a minute. 4 teams out of 120 something make the playoffs. The group of 5, as they call it, Boise State, Fresno State, undefeated, Central Florida? No chance. None. Not going to make it. Undefeated. Not going to make it. If Wisconsin falls, I believe Central Florida will be the only undefeated team left. Not going to make it. Why? Because they're not in the Major 5. Whatever they call it. The top tier 5. It used to be the 6 BCS conferences. Got rid of the Big East and condensed down to 5. Now I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan, and it looks like they're going to make it, or at least they're going to be real close, so I'm happy about that. But at the same time, what about these schools? I mean, what about Boise State or Fresno State, whoever wins this conference? They win their conference. They get to go play in the Music City Bowl and be happy about that? Because they're going to be 10-3? What's the point of winning your conference? All you gotta do is get bowl eligible, like Florida State did today. They made sure they made up that game against Louisiana Monroe so they could get bowl eligible. Yep. And got to 6-6. Or 7-6, wherever it needed to be. Get bowl eligible. Gotta get them dollars. Get that money. Well, I have a solution. A way to make a lot of money. And that is a 16-team playoff. You heard it right, 16 teams. Well, how do you do that, you say? I mean, that's a lot of teams. How are they going to squeeze that in? Well, here's how. First of all, there are 10 conferences, so you have 10 built-in teams right there. 10 conference championships. The other 6 come from at-large bids, just like they do with the NCAA basketball tournament. They award so many at-large bids. Award at-large bids to 6 teams. That way your Notre Dames and your Armies and your Navies who aren't conference affiliated would have a shot. On the same token, a team like Alabama that is 11-1 but did not win their conference can get an at-large bid. You then use some formula, the old BCS formula, whatever, to seed the teams 1 through 16. The first round of the playoffs, let me backtrack real quick. The other question, well, when are these games going to be played? I mean, you're already extending the season and you want to go and compete with the Super Bowl? No. Let's use this current calendar to tell you when the games will be played. Okay, let me see if I can't squeeze the calendar in. Okay, today is December 2nd. It's sort of like an optical illusion because of the backwards camera and all. Today is December 2nd, and your conference championship games are being played today. Next week on December 9th is the Heisman Trophy Award. Keep it. Keep that. The weekend of December 16th, well, actually, starting on Thursday, December, let me look at the calendar so I can read this. Thursday, December 14th. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Thursday, December 14th through the 16th. You play your round of 16 with a higher seed hosting. So Alabama, Georgia, Clemson, they'll get a home playoff game. Now your mid-major schools, your Boise and stuff, probably going to be on the road. But hey, there's been some exciting upsets. I mean, Boise and Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl in 2007 comes to mind. Why can't Boise go on the road to an Oklahoma or Fresno State or Central Florida, go on the road and knock off one of these teams? Could happen. December 21st, weekend of December 21st, 22nd, 23rd, is when you have your Elite Eight. They are now on a bowl game. a major bowl that's not a major bowl. I mean, something that, is, we don't want the FedEx.com bowl or the whatever. We want something like the Liberty Bowl or the Independence Bowl hosting those playoff games. Your Final Four occurs just like it does now on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. New Year's Day, I believe. Or no, I think it's New Year's Eve. It's got to be New Year's Day this year because of the NFL and all that. Because New Year's Eve is a Sunday. But that's when you do your Final Four. And you have your major bowls like the Rose Bowl and the Sugar Bowl and all that. Hosting them just like they do now. The first Monday after New Year's Day in January is when your national title is played. Just like it is now. The whole schedule fits into just like it does now. Now the major complaints will be like, oh, they're student athletes and it's over Christmas break, and the student athletes aren't. If they're playing in a New Year's Day bowl game now, they're preparing for the bowl. They may be able to go home for Christmas for a couple days, but they're not home for winter break like you or I were when we were in college. And don't give me this, oh, you're playing more and more game. These kids will want to do it because they want to win it. And the ratings for a company like Fox or ESPN that would host it would be phenomenal. Just like March Madness, but in December. December Madness. Well, anyway. Real quick, I got one alternative. If they're not going to do that, then why don't these Group of Five, the Mountain West, the MAC, the Conference USA, why don't they hold their own playoff? I heard somebody mention that. Why don't they hold their own playoff where they invite their top four and we have a crown a second national championship? Maybe force the hand, see how exciting those games are, and force the hand of the Big Five or whatever they're called to hold a 16-team playoff. Anyway, join with me. If you like, click subscribe, share the video, get the word out. Let's get a 16-team playoff. Comment. If you don't like it, whatever, I can take it. I'm a big boy. As you can see, I'm big. Let me know how you feel. And until then, that was Vinny's Take. I'm Vinny Vincent, and you're not.